outside and... Hello and welcome to a very dark episode of Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media.
I'm so annoyed. I checked this.
You can see it's dark on there.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I was sat in the...
It's because this is really white.
Yeah, I see my error. We look a bit out of focus too. I checked that.
I don't know how we haven't learnt the bright background problem.
There's lots of things I haven't learned.
So let's do this. Let's snuggle. Hey everyone.
Problem solved.
Sorry we're late. I was peeing in a bush. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Netley Thompson, and this week I am joined by the one, Kristian Lasham.
Hello.
How the devil are you?
Fine. I'm not feeling 100% today. Camilla's been feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I hurt my back. I don't know exactly what I did to hurt my back, but I managed to hurt my back. Adequate. Hannah asks, is he not allowed to use the facilities, Chris? No.
Not after the last fiasco. No, I am. They're just occupied.
Yes.
And it was dangerous. I would not have gotten through the intro of this show.
We did discuss just letting it go until there was an opportunity to leave.
And then I would leave with haste.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. You're lucky to be here on time at all, to be fair.
I was.
It's just the way today has gone. So I'm very pissed that Guardians hasn't arrived because today's my day off. And so today's the good day to play. It will turn up tomorrow. It will turn up around 1 o'clock because that's when I get my post. And around 1 o'clock will be exactly when I'm working. It's very annoying. And I'm working till 8, so I won't get to play it until well after 8 by the time I finish work, eating some dinner.
Do you not just make dinner while you work?
Sometimes, not always. Depends.
If you're working from home. Are you working from home?
I am working from home. But it depends. It depends. Depends on what we're having for dinner. It depends what Camilla's doing.
Yeah, fair. Because I feel like 8 is very late.
It is. Tomorrow might be a case of I eat beforehand, so as soon as I can...
You can just leap.
Yep.
Leap into the
And
loving arms of Guardians.
I'm on an early on Thursday.
So you can't play it late.
Well, I can, but I'd suffer the next day.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah. Just annoying. I could have had all afternoon. I had nothing to do. I spent yesterday like hardcore tidying the house. So I didn't have loads of housework stuff to do. I wasn't like there was loads of tasks I had to. I don't sell guitars in a guitar shop. I sell guitars on a guitar website. Just to answer Hannah's question there, saying don't you sell guitars in a guitar shop? No, I do it on a website, not on a shop. So there you go. That's how I do that from home. A laptop. But yes, I had done all of my tasks. I had nothing to do. I'd done everything. So I was just ready to just spend the afternoon sinking into Guardians. No, I just played FIFA.
I think it's extra pain. I think it was extra painful. Well, FIFA was a terrible thing to play when you're in a mood. We made a video on this.
Yeah, I know.
Although that was anger management issues, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's extra painful because you gave up Far Cry.
I gave up Far Cry
for this very reason.
To
So
have it in time.
having been through this exact scenario, I feel your pain.
Yep.
I feel your pain.
If it doesn't turn up tomorrow, though, I'm going to be fucking livid.
Do it.
Do what?
I don't know. I thought of a thing you could do if it doesn't show up tomorrow, and then just said do it. But I never said what that thing was. I'd be like, mate, I suppose there's not much you can do, and not much Boomerang can do either, because it's the post that is letting you down.
It's the Royal Mail. I appreciate it.
Rich is now looking forward to Fucker. We've spoken more about games than we do on the gaming podcast half the time.
What gaming podcast?
Oh, yes, exactly. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing...
Haven't we done this?
No, I didn't do the whole thing. Oh. I did the How Are You?
You did the How Are You. I remember.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna entertain that comment.
I'm not going to entertain any of Shady Summer's comments.
That's true. That's true. It's a bollocks statement for one.
You're entertaining it. You're entertaining it. Move on.
But that's all I'm saying. It's a bollocks statement from a bollocks man. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast. You ruined the time we agreed by speaking. This. It is not a factual fact. You'd know if you played them. I'm entertaining it. Fuck, move on. Your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can subscribe and follow on multiple different podcast services on and around the internet.
Indeed.
And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbitholemedia_UK.
Yeah,
and on
we
TikTok.
mentioned the focus.
At Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind-the-scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you are watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon... What? If you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, please find it within your hearts to give that membership. You will get one free Twitch Prime...
You get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give the free membership to us. It does not cost you a penny, but it does help us buy English lessons for Jack.
I've had 2 days. I've just had 2 manic days. So my brain, weirdly enough, really quiet on a public front. Just really busy I played Tetris.
Right. Yep.
Not actual Tetris. I played Tetris with
boxes.
with a storeroom.
Yeah. So arguably actual Tetris.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fair. Not the video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then today was doing all the POS stuff. Fun indeed.
Fun.
But anyway, we are here to talk about Rush Hour 2, even though all I want to do is talk about June. But we're not here for that. We didn't schedule one in for that.
Nope.
And I regret it.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I assumed you wouldn't have, and I assume you won't.
I'll see it at some point.
I recommend you do.
At some point, I'll see it.
That's fine. Just saying, at some point in your life, I recommend you do. I would like to, but not today. Not today. Maybe in the future. We do old movies, so maybe in the future. We're here to talk about Rush Hour 2, though. Rush Hour 2. Obviously, the sequel to Rush Hour. There doesn't take many powers of deduction to work that out. Thankfully, this was better.
Yeah,
than
I
the
said
first
that.
one.
This is a
No,
better film.
I remember. I thought it would be better as well. Not by much.
Well, the comedy is the same. So it was the comedy that wasn't working for you the first one. So it makes sense that that's not going to be any.
It's Chris
different.
Tucker that wasn't working for me in the first one. There's less of him.
There's less. Is there?
But it's more balanced.
Yeah.
It's more balanced. Other people speak.
Yep.
Other people speak, so it's less really in your face and irritating. But you also, it's balanced out with a lot more awesome Jackie Chan sequences, the action sequences. One that very, very much inspired a scene from Shang-Chi, which I think we said at the time.
Yeah. Because it's somewhat identical.
Yes.
I mean, arguably, the one from Shang-Chi is identical. It came afterwards, but...
Yes. I knew what you meant. There are beat for beat to the tipping over the side.
Same stunt team. Makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just meant to be an homage.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course it is. Which is fine. I didn't have an issue. With
Unless
him doing
S
that in
stands
Shang-Chi.
for shit.
Jack, don't entertain it. Just let him spew. Let him do what he needs to do. But yes, Chris Tucker seemed less, and I think the reason that you would say, I think this is much better than the first one in a lot of ways.
I think it's just better made as well.
It's better made. It has a more interesting kind of plot line and through line with a bit more investigation to it. They have to do a lot more to work it out themselves as well as they go, compared to the first one, which was kind of just a case of
right place, right time.
Right place, right time.
They did cut out Chris Tucker's best line.
Did they?
It's very upsetting because it was very funny. at the very, very end, kicks the dude out the window.
This is an outtake.
Spoilers. Yes, it is.
Oh, I see what you mean. They cut it out because
They cut it out, yes. But it was in the outtakes.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in Rush Hour 3.
Yeah.
I think that just would have been a very funny line to have in the movie out of nowhere for no reason. I think that would have made a solid, pushing it to a 5 movie, a 9.8. No,
No, fair enough. But no, I like Rush Hour anyway. We discussed this last week. I like the Rush Hour films. This one is a better film, and it is primarily because you get more of Jackie Chan being Jackie Chan and some really good fight sequences with Jackie Chan in this film.
Yeah,
and
I think
much more of them.
the world had started. Well, the Western world had started to embrace Jackie Chan and those types of movies and scenes and that just general film style a lot more over those couple of years. Because I think those couple of years, like those few years, so from Rush Hour and then the next few years after this was just Jackie Chan.
Yeah, because Shanghai was at the same time, so we had the first Shanghai film by the time we were getting Rush Hour 2.
Tuxedo was
and you were getting Tuxedo
pretty
and
close.
Gorgeous and all these other films at the same time as well.
Exactly.
The Medallion with Lee Evans.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in movies.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was in movies. But yeah, this one was much better. I hated my life less while watching this movie, and it was shorter, so that's better as well.
Moves quicker.
Because there's less of it.
Yes. Well, I was discussing this with my friend Simon yesterday about films in general. Just seem to pace things out, or sort of pad things out for no reason. And like, you could make this film a lot shorter just by getting from A to B. You don't have to put all these fucking through lines all the time as to why they get from A to B, but just get from A to B. Do it, and you can make a film shorter, but still feel good and and dense, even though it's shorter.
For sure. I also don't understand the business logic of having a film be as long as possible. Some films require it.
Yeah.
Of course they do. And not most films that are long aren't that egregious when it comes to padding, but the ones that are, you're just like, surely you want to cut this gumph out because then you can play it more times in the cinemas and you make more money.
And there's less to edit and there's less to do, which all costs less money.
Yep.
Like, even like as simple as getting an age rating, you pay per minute when you're to get an age rating on a film.
Which is insane.
So having a film half hour less is 30 minutes less you're having to pay for.
Mm-hmm. I feel at the very least you should pay per hour.
I know, but still.
But hey, the world is fucked. Pay per minute. Imagine being paid per minute. What a great life. What a great life. Shall you run down the plot?
Yes. And you're lucky with this one because I know the plot of this film like the back of my hand. Oh, I haven't seen that before.
What a terrible, very old joke. I appreciate it nonetheless.
This film starts immediately after the first film, but we see at first opening sequence of a lady drops a parcel off in an office building. We don't see much more other than the office building explodes and the lady just says, someone should call the police. Well, she walks away as if that's not obvious that she's involved.
I was going to say, considering the bang hadn't even stopped by the time she said that, that guy's going, it was you.
Yeah, you did it.
Immediately.
You did it. Which leads us into the setup where, well, that is the setup for the film, that this building is bombed. Inspector Lee and James Carr are riding in a car in Hong Kong on vacation.
Well, I feel that what building it was is quite important to the plot.
If we get to that.
Oh, I see.
I don't think they tell us it at this point today.
I mean, other than the flags.
Oh, yeah,
it's
the US Embassy. There you
yes.
go. But straight off the back of Rush Hour 1, they are on vacation in Hong Kong. Chris Tucker's having a great time in the car. They both are, listening to Beach Boys. I wish they're gonna be California. There's a lot of sort of stuff they do in this film, throughout this film, where they do jokes that throw back to the first film. So this one, Chris Tucker throws the cassette or the CD out of the car and he's like, don't touch my CD. You never touch Chinese man's CD. When you have the first film, he does it. He turns off the radio. He's like, don't touch black man's radio. Same thing, all carried over. And Chris Tucker's like, we're on vacation and we haven't done much yet. I want to go and party. I want to go and find some girls. We're on vacation. Want to do this. To which he then proceeds to offend some girls in a car.
By saying he wants them to get naked and sacrifice a goat. Yes.
A small goat.
Oh.
And which word was goat?
I don't know.
That's his joke. It's a very funny line. It's like, you just invited them to get naked and sacrifice a small goat. Which word was goat? I think that's great. Great. One of them was Maggie Q.
That would be fascinating if I knew who Maggie Q was.
I don't know who that is. But whilst this is all happening, Chris Tucker wants to go party. Lee gets a phone call from his captain telling him about American embassy has been bombed. We think it's Ricky Tan, who's a big Chinese gangster leader. He's at a club here. We need you to go there, find out what's going on. He's like, okay, cool, I'm going to do it. Carter's like, you can't be taking another case. I'm on vacation. He's like, I'm not taking a case. I've been invited to a party. We're going to a party. He's like, all right, cool, we're going to go to a party. So he goes into the party. He's very happy, dancing around, being offensive, singing Michael Jackson very badly with a lot of auto-tune.
Oh, that was so noticeable as well.
I don't ever remember it being that noticeable, but as I was watching it, I was like, ooh. For Mission Impossible 3, wore a yellow dress. I blew up by a sports car.
Blew up a sports car. Damn, that's a nice car. Mission Impossible 3 go. I see.
I don't remember this, but there you go. So James Carter's in there doing Michael Jackson on the stage. I like all this sequences. I think it's very funny. I know you don't like Chris Tucker, but I like Chris Tucker, so it's very funny.
This is fair.
And then obviously Jackie Chan's sneaking around, trying to find out what's going on, trying to work his way into the where the gangster crew are sort of meeting up, but ends up getting pulled on stage by Chris Tucker, which means the gangsters all noticed them there. We then spot and get introduced to Hugh Lee, who's this cool female badass character they've got in there. Jackie Chan recognizes her, chases after, and then we're straight into the first kind of stunt sequence of the film. So we're not that far in, and we're boom straight into it. Rush Hour 1 held this off for some time. So we get this chase sequence through the streets of Hong Kong and up the side of a building on the bamboo scaffolding, which is what we have in Shang-Chi. Minor spoilers for Shang-Chi. We won't go into details.
That's in all of the trailers.
It is in the trailers, yeah. But yeah, as you say, it's very similar. Really cool stunt sequence because obviously they're doing it on the side. They're doing it on fucking bamboo scaffolding. You can tell. Really good, well choreographed. Him climbing himself up to the building and interacting with the people in the buildings, and the way he's like wrapping people around the bamboo and stuff like that.
No, this is all very cool.
Really cool. Meanwhile, Chris Tucker's like, I'll come help you. And then a guy falls off. He's like, no, I'm going to take the stairs. Which I also like. Get to the top, has a fight with Hugh Lee, who kicks them both off the roof, and they're hanging off the roof by the bamboo, which starts to collapse.
Chris Tucker then meets a very racist grandmother. Halfway up the stairs.
Oh, he does. Yes, he does.
Like,
yes, he does.
Lord.
Yes, she calls him Kobe, doesn't he?
Yeah. Problem. Yes.
Problem 1 of 74. 1,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this scene.
They fall off the building. Obviously, somehow fall through a thing. Somehow manage to survive this, but they're okay. But obviously,
they're not falling from that high.
No, they're hanging onto the thing, and they land into something to kind of soften their paw a little bit.
By this point, he's also made a joke about eating dog.
Yep.
Oh dear.
It's been going well. Because he offends a lot of people when he's in the club as well. He asks, "You just ask everyone to pull out their samurai swords and shave your butt." That's the other thing he does when he's trying to speak Chinese. Obviously, he's very unhappy now. He's like, I just want to be on vacation, and you're still here trying to work. Like, all we've done is work. I'm supposed to be on vacation. This is ridiculous. I've fallen off this thing. I've got chopsticks up my ass. He says, no, I'm going to take you to a massage parlor now. Like, don't worry. We're going to relax. We're going to a massage parlor. Next problematic scene begins in the massage parlor.
In a different way. We're varying up the problems.
Where Chris Tucker just
ogles.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
There's a worse one later, I think.
There is a worse one later. There's a worse one in the next film as well. But these are one of these scenes that, as like a young kid watching it for the first time, you're laughing at it because you don't know any better. And watching back now, it's just like, oof. It's just not funny.
It's not.
This isn't funny. Like, there's no joke to this, really.
It's just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like with the other problems, at least you could argue that people at the time, it was the done thing in comedy of the time. I know this was as well, but I don't, like, What person above the age of 7 ever found any of this funny? But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah,
I'm skirting.
I can't imagine that ever have really been funny, but there you go. It was in the film, it happened. But they get in there, they're all being massaged. He's bragging about, I thought Ricky Tan and all this, and I thought of all of his guards and whatnot. With that, who walks into the massage parlor? None other than Ricky Tan himself. Inspector Lee's like, that's Ricky Tan. That's who we're looking for, coincidentally. I never worked out. Did he take him to the massage parlor because he knew he was going to be there?
I assume so.
Or was this just a fluke?
No, I assumed he knew he was there.
This is my assumption as well, because it's way too much of a fluke either. Who is Jeremy Piven?
I don't actually know.
Well, apparently we're going to get to it, so I need to find out who that is. I have a feeling I might know who that is. Jeremy, not Clarkson. Jeremy. Yes, is who I think it is. Okay, fine. I know who it is.
Who is it?
It's the guy at the towards the end who's playing the camp guy in the shop who sells him the suit.
I see. Yes.
Yeah. Although there are a lot of people in that line of work that are actually like that.
He's not. So
no, he's not. Yeah, I think the problem is that
it's a
he's
stereotype.
Not. If they'd cast maybe someone that was that person, it'd be okay. So yes, fair enough. We'll get to that, as you say. I've lost my train of thought. Yes, he's like, this is Ricky Tan. He's like, I'm going to call for backup. Chris Tucker's like, no, man, we can deal with him. It's fine, easy. We'll just go get him. Not a problem at all. But Jackie Chan's like, no, he's dangerous. I'm going to go call for backup. Off he goes. Chris Tucker's like, no, I'm going to go and confront him. He goes up there, starts shouting at him. He's like, come on, we got to go. I've been looking for you all day, man. We got to go. He's having none of it. So he smashes his laptop like a fool. And of course, everyone in the massage parlor is one of his bodyguard dudes. So they all get up. Chris Tucker walks back. Jackie Chan comes back in, tries to disperse the situation. Ricky Chan's like, no, we've had enough of this. He leaves, and then cool fight sequence number
2. Many a flips, many a Jackie Chan of using his environment to unconscious the people.
Yep.
I
think that's fun. This sort of stuff is when Jackie Chan's at his best, when he's using what's around him. Mm-hmm. And what I really like about this scene is I actually really like that Chris Tucker is heavily involved in this as well, and is also fighting him, and has clearly been kind of Inspector Lee's been teaching him some stuff, I think.
Not necessarily. I didn't get that vibe because it's been like 3 days.
It hasn't been long, so it's weird how that would have worked out. But he seems to just be,
at
least he's just taking inspiration from it and is confident after watching.
Well, yeah, I think he just knows how to fight because he's not really doing. There's a couple of bits where I think it was just
yeah. But they have that almost kind of like secret high five thing at the end and whatnot, and he does a lot of environmental stuff as well, like whipping the towels off them and things and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool fight scene with some bits of humour throughout there as well, and the physical humour Jackie Chan's really good at.
No wonder you mad.
Yeah. That ends. They think they've taken everyone out. They do this cool like kung fu high five, turn around the door. More of them come in. They're like, oh, for God's sakes. So obviously there's too many of them, so they're captured and then thrown out onto the middle of a busy street, butt naked. All the while this is going on, we're cut back to the sort of Hong Kong Hong Kong Police HQ, where there's an American Secret Service agent there saying, look, this bomb attack happened on US soil, on US property. This is our investigation. You're staying out of it. He's like, no, Chief Inspector Lee is going to help your people and supervise your people. We're here to help you. Like, don't worry, that sort of thing. With that, who walks through the door but a butt-naked Chief Inspector Lee and James Carter. And this guy's like, who the hell is that? That's Chief Inspector Lee. They're like finding some clothes to get it changed into, but again, James Carter's really unhappy with this entire situation, man. This is like, I've now been beaten up, thrown out in the street naked, like dropped off a building. I'm just here for vacation.
We now have the scene that bothered me the most.
Okay.
And that is Jackie Chan putting his tie on backwards.
This annoyed me. He puts his tie on backwards. I feel like it's supposed to be like, because it's even in the next scene when he's in the other room, it's still on backwards. So I wonder if it is he's hastily getting ready. I haven't noticed. But it did annoy me.
But you can't do that in a rush. You notice the tie doesn't do up properly because it's fucking backwards.
Yes.
Like, there's so many things. And then also tuck your shirt in. Like,
Like a shade. Mm-hmm.
like if you're going to try, or just don't try.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt completely unnecessary. Fix it.
So they have
Fix it in post.
They have an argument. James Carter's like, this is ridiculous. You're ruining my vacation. Inspector Lee's kind of like, no, I'm trying to do my job. Like, 2 Americans were killed. This is serious. He's like, I'm on vacation. I don't care. And they kind of storm off in a fight. Chief Inspector Lee goes in to talk to the American Secret Service agent, and so Hannah says the naked running scene was through real traffic as they couldn't get the road closed off. Strange day on your way to work, wouldn't it?
Sorry, I was held up in traffic. There was a naked man running through the streets. 2 of them, in fact.
I feel at that point, as well, in Hong Kong, people would have known who Jackie Chan was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jackie Chan was running through the street naked. Even weirder story. You try giving that one when you're late to work tomorrow.
I'm off.
Well, you'd be very late then, wouldn't you? He's like, look, I want to help the investigation. Like, no, we want you to stay out of it. We've got this. I know all about you. We know what you like. We know what you've done in the past, but we've got this. This is our investigation. This is much bigger than Ricky Tan. He's like, oh, I know Ricky Tan. I know. He's like, I know, but it's bigger than Ricky Tan. Ricky Tan is just a lead. He's just a lead in this investigation. He's not the head honcho. He's not the guy we're after. Please, like, you're already disrupting things. Let us get on with it. Meantime, James Carter's like, I don't have my passport. I've left my passport at this massage parlor. I need to go and find this massage parlor so I can go home. So off he fucks, wandering around Hong Kong. What happens now, though, is the same lady from the beginning who blew up the embassy comes in and drops a parcel off at the police station. James Carter flirts with her a bit as he walks out the door because he's scum. Parcel's dropped off. Big explosion. Exactly where Inspector Lee thought James Carter was. So he just thinks he's dead. So he's devastated. Police station's been blown up. As far as he is concerned, James Carter has been blown up by this bomb. He's really quite upset about it. All he wanted was some mushu. Mm-hmm. Which motivates him to go on, and he's going to get involved in this investigation fucking regardless, because now they've killed his friend. Meanwhile, James Carter's just milling around Hong Kong, buys a chicken, buys a cheap suit. I'm not really sure how he had the stuff he didn't have his passport. How was it just his passport he left behind and not all of his other belongings?
I have no idea.
But he's there. I love it. He's walking through the street. These guys like cheap suits. He's like, how cheap? Like, buys this chicken from this lady, gets the massage parlor and sees Ricky Tan leaving. And because, I've said this before, he just wants to be a good cop. He can't help himself. He jumps in a cab, follow that guy. Need to follow him. Forget the passport. Need to follow the guy. Taxi follows in to a boat. Chris Tucker's like, I'm going to go in there. You wait here and we're right back. Don't eat my chicken. And the taxi driver's like, yeah, okay. And just fucks off. So he goes, there's a big party on a yacht. Right, I'm going to go here. Also at the same time, Inspector Lee is also on his way to this big party. The Loxy's following leads. He knows Ricky Tan's there. So he's want to find out what's going on. We then get introduced to Isabella.
We do.
He's very problematic here as well, isn't he?
He's just a problem.
Yeah. Because he just hits on this girl by lying to her face about it being his yacht. He's like, oh, it's my yacht. My yacht's your yacht. The El Capitan. And then she says, what's the name of the boat? And he says, the SS Minero Johnson.
Mm.
Johnson is the name of the girl from the first film.
Oh, yeah?
That he was harassing.
Yes.
So
there is no other word for
still
it.
harassing from abroad, it would seem. She's like, that's funny, because the name on the side of the boat says the Red Dragon. He's like, Red Dragon? This must be so... I've got on the wrong boat. Like, just really playing it off. It's my friend's boat. We then get introduced to Stephen Rain, the rich white man.
The rich white man.
Who is a big casino. He's like, you're a big casino owner in LA, in Vegas. What are you doing over here? He's like, oh, I'm just sightseeing for the weekend, sort of thing. He realizes there's more going on. He goes off investigating around the boat. and bumps into none other than Chief Inspector Lee, who's interrogating some fellas on the lower deck. He's like, "You killed a good man," and he's like, "Who died, Lee?" This is when you get another problematic joke.
Another problematic joke.
Although I'm sorry, I enjoy this joke. I enjoy this joke. Who died, Lee? You, Detective You. Then you get another throwback to the first film where he's like, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?" Mm-hmm. But before they get a chance to really work out, the bathroom's free.
I would not have made it.
Before we get a chance to really find out what's going on, Hugh Lee appears again, captures them, takes them to the back of the boat. It's not Hugh Lee, is it? It's some bodyguards that take them to the back of the boat, where Hugh Lee is being interrogated or confronted by Ricky Tan. You've messed up. Go in there and think about what you've done. She goes off past him. He's like, Inspector Lee. Go back. Talks to him. I feel like I'm in trouble, Lee. I'm in over my head. There's a lot going on here. No, sends James Carter inside. I need your help. He's like unsure. Do I help this guy? Used to be a partner or used to be a member of the Force. Whatever. We find out at this point that we used to be a member of the Force and all these things. Then Hugh Lee comes back out and shoots Ricky Tan dead. Falls off the back of the boat. Another big fight ensues. Kung fuing everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. I don't remember how that ends.
I don't remember how that ends either.
Oh, they all escape. Hugh Lee and everyone escapes.
I see.
On a dinghy after kicking Chris Tucker in the face a few times.
Famously the best escape vehicle.
Yes. I'm guessing the passport was in his pocket like ID. What?
That message came through a while ago. That was when you don't know how it was just his passport that he forgot.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but all his clothes were taken from him, so I feel like everything of his had to be at the massage parlour.
You would assume so. Unless he keeps his wallet
up his ass.
Yes.
Yeah, plausible. You never know. That's where he keeps his FBI badge. Secret Service agent's there again. He's like, "Look, we fucking told you to stay out of this. Now Ricky Tan's dead. He was the one person we said we needed alive and following Ricky Tan. We told you to stay out of this. You're suspended from the Force. James Carter, you're going home. Back home." He's like, "Man, you ruined my vacation." He's still annoyed. But he's like, "No, I'm going to take you to the airport. I'm sorry about all of this." And explains there's more going on. Like Ricky Tan did this and this and was responsible for my father's death and left the Force and blah, blah, blah. He feels for him. He's like, "I understand. Because was it my daddy died on the Force too? On the job too, this. Come back with me. We need to follow the rich white man. He'll be back in America. We know he's going back to America. Come with me. We'll chase it there." So he's like, "Okay, cool. I'll come with you. I've been suspended anyway, so I'm going to come with you back to America." Hannah says he didn't have his wallet. He was using Lee's money, which was in the pocket of the trousers he put on. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Does make sense. Well spotted. Also, when that's... It probably would have been, to be fair.
Probably would have been. Like, that's not a problematic thing. Chris
No, I know,
Tucker
it
is
just made
taller
me
than
laugh.
Jackie Chan.
It just made me laugh. The next problematic scene ensues. So they know they need to follow Isabella.
Oh, yes. The very problematic scene.
We need to follow Stephen Rain, the rich white man. They follow him to a hotel. They're spying on him as a stakeout across the street from another hotel. Isabella's there. So that's the girl from your boat. From the boat. From Ricky Tan's boat, sorry. We need to watch what's going on. So they're watching, staking out. This bit, up until this point, you're doing a stakeout. Slightly legal one, but doing a stakeout, fine, fair enough. Then she begins getting undressed. And they both just ogle at her for a while.
Yes, the fight over it. It's like they're 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That I've never seen a girl before. Mm-hmm. And they literally argue over binoculars on it. How can we illegally ogle? There's too many G's and L's.
Yes.
How can we illegally ogle over this girl?
Very good.
Thank you.
It's better than she sells seashells, isn't it?
What, illegally ogle over the girl?
How did he fly back with no passport? I assume he's got his passport back at this point somehow.
Wings. In their defense, she was hot.
I appreciate the idea of going, she's hot. cool. The point is, this scene is.
This is very Revenge of the Nerds.
The pervaded nature of
Yes.
of ogling over her. Luckily they are, because then the doorbell rings for her and she goes to the door and gets a parcel from none other than the girl that dropped off the bomb at the police station. And James Carter's like, that's the girl that dropped off the parcel at the law office. Then in unison they say, it's a bomb. So then they're scurrying down the hotel, across the street, up the other hotel, banging on the door of the thing. You got a bomb in there, you got a bomb in there. She opens the door, like, what's going on? They go in, take the bomb from her, gingerly carrying it through the hotel. They're going down the service set of stairs, but then there's maids coming up, so they go up the service stairs all the way to the roof. I like this scene. James Carter's like, throw the bomb over the edge. He's like, no, I can't throw it over there. There's people down there. And I really like that they just stand there and shout each other's name. It's very funny. Throws the bomb on the side of the roof. They jump down, duck and cover. Bomb's gonna explode. Doesn't explode. Isabella comes in a towel robe thing, stands over it, picks it up. It's like, guys, no bomb. Don't worry. Opens it up. Like, it's just money. No bomb. We're okay. They obviously relax a little bit. She's like, look, come down to my apartment. I'll explain to you what's going on.
Do we ever see her again? That is a...
No. We don't ever see her again. This is the last sighting of the bomber lady.
Oh, I see. There are no more bombs, therefore.
There are no. Well, there is another bomb later, but it's not her that has the bomber. That has the bomb.
But was she the bomb?
She was the bomb. I like that joke. That's a funny joke. It's like, why'd you say she was? Why'd you say it was a bomb? It's like, I didn't. It's like, you did. It's like, no, I said she was the bomb.
she was the bomb.
So they go back down to Isabella's apartment, who's explained to him, like, right, I'm undercover US Secret Service. There is a big counterfeiting operation going on. You might have heard of it. This is some of the counterfeit money. I'm undercover working they think I'm a corrupt customs agent or whatever. There's some plates that have been stolen. There's a mint that was sold off, so they've got a mint which we think Ricky Tan's got, which Jackie Chan works out. Oh, Ricky Tan's bought this mint. There's these plates which will allow them to print the most authentic fake dollar bills ever printed. Most banks don't even recognize it. The only way you can know it's a fake is if you burn it. Real money, you burn it, the ink burns black. The fake money, the ink burns red. I believe this not to be true in real life, but I'll buy it.
How does something burn black?
This is what exactly. Everything burns red.
No, it burns orange.
It's close enough to red.
Yeah, I know, but if you see a red flame, you'll go, this looks wrong.
I suppose. I had a birthday cake once that Camilla got me with candles, and the candles all burned different colours. It was quite cool.
That's pretty cool.
I
like green flames, anyway.
Green flames, yes. She explains to them what's going on. Then she just opens robe.
I will say at this point, fair play to her. She knows they're creepy bastards and is using it to her advantage.
She knows that she needs to get them on board just to get them out of the way is what she's doing. So I appreciate the move. Chris Tucker is again smutty in this moment. We can use some help from you.
Not even subtly. He uses the word titty.
Yes, it's what's the lines like? Lee, James, this is your city, right? He's like, yes, this is my titty. I mean, this is my city.
It's not even clever.
It's not. No, it's not clever. It's not. Here's what is she gives them a task. What's the task she gives them? Find more of the money.
Yeah, I think it was find more of the money.
Find more of the money. There's some places you can go to find some of the money. We'll deal with what we need to do on our end. Okay, fine, cool, no worries. By the way, Lee, I think she likes you. It comes up. I think she likes you. So off they go to try and find some more of this money. Why have I forgotten what happened next?
This is where they go and see Don Cheadle.
This is where they go and see Don Cheadle. Yep. Who is running an illegal gambling outfit again at the back of a Chinese restaurant. Mm-hmm. He has some of this money in his safe. Burns the money, shows him it's fake. He's well pissed off. Tells him where he's got the money from. Sends them to another. You can go. The guy that sold it, that gave me this money, he works here. Right? Okay, fine. So we're gonna go to this hotel. We need to see this person. The guy at the reception is immediately like, oh no, and just runs through the hotel.
Because I assume that was him.
I assume it was him, yes.
Do you recognise that chap? Have you seen the movie Welcome to the Jungle?
Yes.
Or The Rundown?
Yeah.
He is the smaller chap that beats the ever-loving shit out of The Rock in the swinging scene when they have their big thing. That is that chap.
Oh, nice. Cool. He runs through the hotel. They chase him out to the back sort of yards of the hotel where Hugh Lee is there with all of her squad loading some things onto the back of a truck. Back of a truck. They get out there. They're like, oh, we're a bit outnumbered here. Trying to sort of reason with Hugh Lee a little bit. Out of nowhere, Isabella turns up, knocks out Jackie Chan. They knock out Chris Tucker. Well, no, they don't knock him out.
They take forever to knock out Chris Tucker. The one that needs to stop talking.
They load them in the back of the van, or the back of the truck too. And then the truck takes them off. They have a bit of an argument in the truck about what's going on.
A scuffle, if you will.
Scuffle, can't trust Isabella. During the scuffle and they're trying to escape, they accidentally knock over a statue, which is all in the there's all these statues in the truck. Knock one over, it cracks open and it's full of money.
I believe they're meant, what is it, terracotta warriors, I think they're
Something like that, yeah.
I think they're called. And there's the full of money, full of the fake money.
Full of the money. James Carter nabs some, because why wouldn't you take some fake money in this situation? While this is going on, in the convoy for this truck, Hugh Lee is in a car with one of the bodyguards and Isabella talking in Chinese to her friend about how she hates this girl and wants to cut her lips off and bury her in the desert. Isabella obviously knows exactly what she's saying, clearly speaks Chinese, and the whole scene seemed, I guess it's building a little bit of tension for later, but it just felt unnecessary. It felt like it didn't really add anything to the plot, where then...
It didn't at all.
It just gives them a reason to fight, I think.
Yeah, it didn't add anything, especially considering they never really add much suspicion from the other side to her, other than that particular scene. And then it goes away. And
so the truck pulls up somewhere. They sort of realise the truck stops, so they pretend to be tied up again. Two bodyguards open the door to the truck, find the thing knocked over and the money smash, and then just turn to their two prisoners and go, "What happened?" Yes?
I think it's the cat.
We're being invaded.
Let's crack on.
They tend to say, "What's happened?" As if, I think that's so. Why would you do that? I'll ask these prisoners, "What happened here, guys?" Then you have another short kung fu sequence then with Jackie Chan, and he puts Chris Tucker up on top of the truck, but he fucks off, so he can't get up there himself.
More people show up. He goes under the truck, fights them, punches them, puts them in the bin.
Puts them in the bin. What happens after this? What have I forgotten? Oh,
where are they? I don't even know where this truck's gone. Oh, don't they? Is this where they run out and then pop up underground? This is where they run away and run through the sewers.
Yes,
isn't
so
it?
they find that they can from under the truck. There's a manhole cover, so they go up under there into a sewer. He's like, Jack Chan just runs for. I like quite this as well. He's like, I can't go in there. So why not? He's like, there's rats in there. There's a rat. Look at that rat right there. Climb up through the sewers. They work out they're in Vegas. Look around, and conveniently, there's a giant casino called the Red Dragon, which is the same name as Ricky Tan's.
Well, you'd say conveniently, but the truck would have parked underneath.
The truck would have, but yeah.
So it's quite likely that would have happened. To be fair,
yes. So that's obviously where we need to go. However, we can't go to a casino looking like this. Like, covered in sewage, you smell like rat shit or whatever. Go and get some better clothes. This is when we get to the problematic man, who sells them some suits. Go into the casino. Big opening thing. Stephen Rain's in there telling this story, about the Chinese proverb or whatever, and it's like, this is where everyone's a winner, or whatever. It's not how casinos work.
No, not at all.
Total opposite, to be totally honest. Isn't it house always wins?
Yes.
Isabella's there, takes Jackie Chan to one side. Like, look, I actually need your help this time. They're doing like a dance, having a conversation. This is where I think the plates are. I can't go and chase this. It'll blow my cover. Can you go find out what's going on? I do need your help. James Carter's like, Lee, what are you doing, man? He's like, I'm dancing. He's like, I'm dancing for? I'm doing work and you're just dancing. He's like, no, that was Isabella. So we can't trust her. She's just gonna cross us again. He's like, no, I think we can trust her. She needs to go do this. I need to go find his plates. So, okay, I'll cause a distraction. So he goes up to one of the tables and just starts being a nuisance. Which, to be fair to him, works.
It does.
Because every fucking security guard in that building is on him. So he's there. Little, not cameo, but I don't know if you spotted one of the actors around the table. None other than Norm Scully from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, Camilla spotted him. And, I was like, that is Scully. Same hair and everything.
Yeah, he doesn't change his hair. That's quite funny.
Whose real name is also Joel Miller.
That was it.
Which I find weird because, The Last of Us, Joel Miller. There you go. Whilst James Carter is causing an absolute ruckus on this craps table or whatever game it is they're playing, Jackie Chan sneaks into the back of this casino where they're obviously counting the money, following the plates, notices some CCTV screens, and that he's on one and the camera's following him, and then every screen switches to that camera, which I don't think is how CCTV works. But suddenly, all his security guards are there chasing him. We get another cool kung fu sequence and chase sequence through where they're counting, using all the banknotes as the props. That cool thing where he slides through like the cashier's thing.
Yes, a lot of attempts at seeing on that one.
Really fucking cool. So, throwback. Hannah says it's the way a casino works when you're laundering millions of fake cash. Good point. And the location of Red Dragon made no sense for where they were in Vegas.
I don't know.
I
know Vegas as having a big pyramid and a little Eiffel Tower.
I'd love to go to Vegas. One of the few places I'd absolutely love to go to.
See, I would love to be there to look at it.
Oh, yeah, I don't do anything. I just want to walk around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe get some food.
Yeah, I could grab a bite. But gambling is really not my thing.
Go and watch like Penn and Teller or something while you're there.
Yeah, watch a show. But yeah,
no, gambling is not my thing either. No. But no, definitely not casino type. Other than 2p slot machines. Spend a mint on those.
Yeah. So what would happen in a casino this is how my luck tends to work. I would either walk out one of the richest people on the planet, or I would be in there for 3 minutes and have lost everything. There is no in between.
Probably be the latter.
I assume the latter, but I'm just like, sometimes luck just works in a very weird way with me. It's like, I'm going to do this very simple task. It's either going to go very, very well for me or very badly.
He works out where the plates are. 8. What?
Are you Hannah? Are you and Hannah one? Food and Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I mean, they are clearly the best things about Vegas.
That's fair.
Prove me wrong.
I can't.
Exactly. Anyways, more things happen. Some stuff happens. Some bad shit happens. They almost all die at the end. I've really lost my train of thought of where they got to. How do they get out of the plate situation? I know they get back in. James Carter eventually wins some stuff. They're like, we need to get him out. With like, please, sir, these gentlemen are going to escort you to the cashier. He's like, great, cool. He's like, I don't want any of you people mugging me, whatever. Now,
here's the bit where I found the most unrealistic of the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Why would you use your money as a weapon in this situation? You're at this point, that's in Vegas, and I would be like, bear with me, Lee. This is $500,000 I'm going to go cash it. If you die, I'll cover the costs.
Yeah. There's a fight. When does he get captured?
It's during this ruckus, isn't it? No, because this ruckus is after he got captured.
Yeah. So he gets captured when he's running around the back. Gets captured Lee, who puts a grenade thing in his mouth, wraps tape around it. She's like, this is a grenade. I can blow the trigger from here. Play ball, or I'm going to blow all 32 teeth into your brain or something like that. And then they take him up the top where who's still there? None other than Ricky fucking Tan. Didn't die after all. Then the plot is revealed that actually Ricky Tan is planning on going to get the plates and taking the plates for himself away from Stephen Rain. First of all, though, I'm sick of you, Jack. I'm sick of you, Detective Lee. We're going to get rid of you. Hugh Lee, have fun. She's then left with him, but it's just basically her, a couple of bodyguards, and Isabella in the room. Isabella then turns back, flicks up table, gun underneath, and doesn't do anything. Just goes, don't move. I feel like what she should have done is just dead.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So she said, don't move. All kicks off. Big fight with Jackie Chan's hands taped up and the bomb in his mouth. Really cool fight sequence again because he's doing it like this. Takes them all out, but gets thrown out of this room into the middle of the casino. They're all like, what's going on? That's when Chris Tucker's like, okay, I'm going to fling my money at this person and say, I hope that hurt.
Hurt my soul.
Yes.
You've just given this, but like, yeah, sure. But to be honest, if you say, can I hit you on the side of the head and you'll have to pick up $500,000 worth of chips, but hit me on the side of the head, I will happily take $500,000.
Jackie Chan, so the detonator gets thrown out of the window as well. Isabella and Hugh Lee are fighting with a gun up in this this like lookout room at the top of the casino. Everyone's screaming and running. Meanwhile, the detonator is being kicked around by the people running, and Inspector Lee is running across all the tables trying to see where it is, trying to find this detonator, and needs to get it out so it doesn't actually get triggered and blows his face up. Eventually, like, he gets to the point where he's under a table with James Carter and he's trying to like get him to get the thing off and just yapping at him. It's just yapping at him. Yapping at him. Hugh Lee like gets out of the fight with Isabella because she gets hurt and she gets down. She's also after the detonator. She picks up the detonator just as like James Carter's trying to take the thing off, and Stoney works out, pulls the thing down, spits the thing out, blows up the table. Off Hugh Lee fucks. James Carter's like, why didn't you tell me it was a bomb? It's like, I did. It's like, no, you didn't. I did. I said, what does mean? Boom. It's good. It's a good line. Good gag. There is some funny shit in this.
We then get a Hugh Lee, Chris Tucker.
Yes, well, while this is going on, you see up at the top, Ricky Tan has gone to find Stephen Rain.
Indeed.
He's taken the plates for himself after all. And he's like, shows he's got a gun. And he's like, I've decided I'm cutting our deal short. Ricky Tan's like, really? Oh, yeah. Right, okay. And just stabs him to death. And off he goes. As you say, down the bottom, they're like, we need to go find Ricky Tan. But before that happens, Hugh Lee comes along. James Carter's like, Lee, you go get Ricky. I'm going to deal with her. He's like, okay, cool. I trust you. He flirts with her and harasses her whilst fighting. But they have a cool little fight sequence.
They do. And I don't know how she comes back after this fight.
I know, yeah.
Because she had an axe to the heart.
They're using like the props and the swords and stuff. And she stabs him, but because he's got money in his leather jacket, which he's already stolen and cashed.
His skin jacket. Was it crocodile skin or was it?
Skin, yeah. Let's put a dead animal on. Which obviously saves him, but then an axe from one of these statues comes and just lodges itself in her chest. She's dead. And what he say to her is like, we could have had something special, but you're one crazy ass bitch. I don't think you could have anything special, to be honest.
No. Just problematic all around.
Yes. And goes up after Lee, who's obviously chasing Ricky Tan. He gets up there just as he's leaving after stabbing Stephen Rain. They have a bit of a fight and back and forth. Jackie Chan has Ricky Tan pressed up against the wall with a gun in his face. Just as James Carter gets there, he's talking dirty to him. He's like, you're gonna kill me like I did your dad. Your dad didn't beg for his life. He just told me to look after you.
This is when Chris Tucker's like, oh no, just shoot him in the face.
Like, Lee, it's not worth it, man. We'll just take him. And then he says something. It's like, oh, okay, he gone too far. Just shoot him. He's gone too far now. I love just kind of like, there's this almost a serious dynamic going on. You've just got James Carter waffling in the background. Like, if you're not going to shoot him, kung fu his ass or something. Yes. Ricky Tan gets the upper hand. The gun goes flying. They have a bit of a fight. Just using a rug as part of the fight as well. Ricky Tan picks up the gun, goes to shoot. It misses. Jackie Chan does this cool spinning kick and kicks him out the window. He goes flying out the window, topless casino, smashing into a car.
He's not going to be in Rush Hour 3.
He's not going to be in Rush Hour 3. What does he? I think he just says, "Damn."
Nice kick
Lee.
or something like that. So it was an accident.
Yes, it was an accident. It's okay. We just say you tried to catch a cab or something. Then you think all is well, but they turn around. But who's back? None other than who? Fucking Lee. A lot of people die and come back to life in this film. She's there. She's got a bomb. They're like, "What's that you got in your hand?" And she's like muttering something. I don't know because there's not subtitles on it or anything. So she's just waffling away. Bomb has only got a few seconds. Like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Jump out the window on this rope thing. Has all these Chinese lanterns on. Use your jacket, and they jump out. Bomb explodes. Slide all the way down. Hanging in front of the fucking motorway. Big truck comes along. They like kick themselves from either side, and I like this sequence that it cuts to like Jackie Chan is running down the side of the truck screaming, and then it cuts back and James Carter just bouncing all over the place screaming, and it cuts back to him running. Crash in the middle, drop down.
I realise the answer is comedy, but why does not one driver apply any form of brake?
No, drop to the floor, another truck just goes over the top of him, and then Jackie Chan says, "Throw back to the beginning of the film. Can't believe I flew 50,000 miles for this shit."
I think it's 10,000, but
10,000 miles, yeah. And then all seems to be good. Oh, there was a point where we saw Isabella was okay. She just took a...
Oh, yes.
And it all seems to be good. We then cut to... they're in an airport, aren't they?
Yes.
Good job, everyone. Well done for saving everything. Talking to Isabella. Isabella and Inspector Lee have a little kiss. And he's like, hey, she kissed you, didn't she? Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, I've got a present for you. James Carter, I've got a present for you. Gives Jackie Chan some money. He's like, I can't take this.
It was the other way around first.
What happens the other way around? Oh, he gives him
his dad's badge.
Gives him his dad's badge. And he's like, I can't take this. He's like, no, I've been struggling to let it go. I feel like I can. I want you to have it. I like this. So it's a nice friendship and bond going.
Yep.
Because this whole sequence is actually really good. Because he's like, right, I'm this way. You're going that way. See, that's the thing as well. I go this way. You go that way. And he's like, oh, Carter. He's like, yeah, Lee. And he comes back really excited. So, yeah, what was it? What do you want? Like, they clearly doesn't. They don't want to. This guy who never wanted a partner clearly doesn't want to go without him. Take some money. I've always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden and see the Jets. So, okay, cool. And then off they go, dancing. Roll credits. End of Rush Hour 2.
Indeed. Yes. Much better. Still very problematic.
Yeah, like...
But yeah, we're not going to go. You're not going to get around that with Rush Hour.
The humour is always going to be problematic because
yeah.
It's the nature of the times, and it's kind of just it's almost the genre. It's what they're going for with the film. I'm not going to get into it. We've said this last week into a situation of whether or not it's okay.
No, it was the thing of the times. Yeah. We know it's not okay now, but
and it wouldn't happen now. That's why they haven't made Rush Hour 4. We've said this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the way it was. I still find a lot of the jokes funny. Some of them I do go, not funny. Some of them I do. I still think Chris Tucker's funny. I think Jackie Chan is naturally very funny.
Yeah.
Without trying, he's just funny.
I agree. And that's in a fucking second language. Imagine how hard it must be to be funny in a second language.
Yeah.
Because it's all about mannerisms and timing and all of that. It's not just about saying funny words. But because otherwise anyone could be a comedian. But no. So imagine how funny he is in his native tongue.
Exactly. I had a really good time watching Rush Hour 2. And Rush Hour 3 is the one where I think we're going to get... I think there's more problems with Rush Hour 3. I actually think it's the worst one of them in a problematic sense.
Oh, dear. And it's the most recent.
And it's the most recent.
Because that's how time works.
Yes. Well done. I think it was like 2008 or something like that. 7. So we were just getting to the point where people were getting more aware of...
What? No. Just being like...
Yeah.
No.
Which would be probably why it was the last one. It was just enough to get away with it, and I think people were already starting to be
pushing back on it a little bit. Yeah,
sure. Although I know that there's one scene that you've already mentioned in that film, which I know is like it comes up on TikTok now still. So I know there's one particular sequence. This is quite a joke, but seems to be popular.
I think that's because people are going back more towards the darker side of comedy, but not dark, but you know what I mean.
Well, my sort of thing with comedy has always been, we didn't mention the threat of bitch slapping him back to Africa, which horrified Matt. So that joke as well, because that's Jackie Chan says to him, "I'm going to bitch slap you back to Africa." Again, issue, but it is a throwback to a previous line, I think in the first film, where Chris Tucker says to him, "I'm going to bitch slap you back to Hong Kong." So there are all these like throwback jokes.
He doesn't even say Hong Kong, does he? He says Bangkok.
Bangkok, I think.
Yeah, which is
even worse. Yeah.
Yes.
They do have like the racial jokes are in both directions. It is problematic all round.
Yeah, no,
for
sure.
Sexism too, but I do like dark humor, and I'm a big fan of South Park. And that kind of stuff, and I am very much in kind of like Ricky Gervais is very much he likes to push offensive jokes, but he always points out it's equal opportunity racist. He always points out that there's a difference between the subject of a joke and a target of a joke. So a lot of the kind of like cultural jokes in this, or a big chunk of them, do work for me because some of them are subject and are targeting, but some of them are very much targeting, and it's where I think comedy has evolved and gotten better, and I think more and more people are proving that you're able to do some of these jokes which are cultural based and everything without it having to be offensive.
Oh yeah, they're being smart about it.
Yeah.
But also, like, right now is a time where you definitely couldn't do a Rush Hour 4. Now in particular, just because people think it's terminal to be offended.
Yes.
But it's a case of, like, nothing happens if you get offended. Oh, what are you going to do about me being offended? You're going to be offended. That's all it is. Grow up. You're an adult.
Rich says it's difficult, isn't it? Those jokes just can't exist now, but you also couldn't remove them from a film like this.
For sure, this film would be absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
If you remove jokes like that, which is why they haven't made a 4, which I think is a good thing, because they know that instead of trying to cash in on the name Rush Hour and completely changing what those movies are, it's better to just not do one.
Yeah.
Which is the correct choice, I think, as opposed to trying to force it in.
Although I like the Russia films and would like to see what they do the fourth one, I'd rather they didn't.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Same with Shanghai.
I imagine that's exactly what the TV show was.
Yeah.
It's just, by Rush Hour, they mean it was a black American and a Chinese dude.
Yeah.
That's all they mean by Rush Hour. Oh, and it was particularly busy. Probably. Like, that's literally all they mean. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know if that's the case. But the fact that A, it was a TV show, so obviously less they can get away with anyway, and B, it was reasonably recently.
And I think didn't last a season, did it? I think it got cancelled.
Yeah, it definitely didn't get past the season 1 from what I remember. But yeah, people get too offended by fucking everything these days. You can't say anything, like, I think it was Ricky Gervais again who said, how arrogant are you to think you can go through your life without being offended and expect people to care that you were offended. But there we go.
Yeah. It all comes down to your intent behind the jokes and then the way you present the jokes, I think.
For sure.
It's always the way it is. People make all sorts of horrendous jokes to me about some of my... I'm autistic. People make lots of quite offensive and dark jokes about me being autistic, but...
By people, you mean caffeine.
I mean caffeine. But I know it's not meant... I'm never going to be offended by a joke about autism unless it is specifically targeting, this is to try and belittle you for being autistic. It's the only way that'd ever offend me, even if I saw that on TV or anything like that. And I think that goes both ways. The subject and target of the joke are not the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm just remembering some of Caffein's classics.
There are some good ones. He's a very witty man.
Most of them are just names for you.
Yeah.
So they're just nicknames.
Special K.
Special K, Gran Autismo.
Yeah. There's some good ones. That was written on my locker at Game for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah. Your favourite crayon?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. But there you go.
I feel that one needs context. Do we tell the context or do we keep it a mystery?
Keep it a mystery.
Let's keep it a mystery. So yes, Rush Hour. Better than the first one. Still not amazing. Obviously problematic. But I don't see that as an actual issue because it was of the time and there's no point wasting your energy going back through old things that are made on the ideals and the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the sentiment of the time, and saying this can't be in this day and age. It's like, can be, fuck off. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can't make it now, agreed. But the fact that it existed when it existed is fine. But anyway, this has been...
I'm confusing myself. Continue. Well, I was going to press the lower thirds button, but I've already done it.
I see. This has been Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to them. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can subscribe and follow multiple different podcast services on and around the internet.
Indeed.
Sorry, I burped. And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise. Recently got wider. And finally, if you are watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. And what else will it help us bring you them?
When you get us to 10 active subscribers here on Twitch, we will be making our in-depth, detailed, scripted, high production value rundown of the Spider-Man Raimi movies. It will have analysis, it will have reenactments, it will have visual gags, it will have audio gags, it will have everything you could possibly want, but we will only be doing it once we hit 10 active subscribers on Twitch. So if you've not subscribed before but considered doing so, now would be the time. And like I said last week, we'll do like early release for the Twitch subscribers or something like that. I generally think this will be the best project we ever do. We've got some great ideas. And we've not even fleshed it out yet, because we ain't fucking doing that until you've paid up. But it'll be worth your while. We'll make sure of it.
Abso-darn tootin'. So get on it. And also leave your feedback on the new presenting style of Admit One.
I think I did better this week.
It's because you remembered.
I remembered this film better.
Yeah, and that wasn't because we... Collectively, it was remembered, the plot. Yes, yeah. We haven't done so well in the last couple of weeks. It was much better this week. It was very good. I was very impressed.
Well, see, what I like about the plot thing, and let us know your feedback. What I like about the plot thing, it allows us to make sure we don't miss any moments from the film.
Sorry, I've just noticed. Rich has said there's an oddity in GTA remasters where they are removing the Confederate flag, which I'm not sure where I stand on that as an issue. I think it's dumb. Don't do that.
Yes. Agreed. But it allows us to make sure we're not missing bits of the film. And the Rush Hour films aren't the best example because there's not too much to comment on. There's not too much to have a commentary on other than this is a cool action sequence and the reason why, this is a dodgy joke and the reason why. We can't really get into production and plot points because there's not that kind of
It's not too much. It's a very standard made film and not to belittle movie production or anything like that. It's still very hard to do, but there's nothing particularly fascinating, which is why I want you to watch Dune.
Believe me, I will watch Dune at some point. But it's like I think Spider-Man 3 next week will be getting into a lot of things. And when we get to some of like the Eternals, I reckon Eternals, when we go through the plot for that.
We'll have some things.
We'll have some things to say. And when we do the MCU at some point. And Matrix. You wait till we get to fucking Matrix. You thought last week's Admit One was long.
I think we're going to be there for a while.
It'll be a while, especially when you start talking about the production and stuff like that. Because my lordy, ooh.
Sorry,
great singing queen.
I don't know.
All right,
don't know.
Fair enough. What are we doing next, Jet?
Next, potentially there'll be another Back for Blood stream tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Not Thursday.
Which can't do Thursdays.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
I want to be home before Sunday.
I can't guarantee anything. I'll just...
We're talking Matrix, not Spider-Man 3. Oh, you'll be on one of those. I'm an idiot.
Yes, but the long one would just be the first one.
Yeah, that's a good point. The 2 and 3 will be like, not as good as the first one, wasn't it?
Look at all these computers they couldn't afford. The computer pictures they couldn't afford to make. Next, potentially tomorrow, we'll be back for Back for Blood, and that needs to be ironed out and actually decided because I haven't caught up on whether or not that's happening, basically. But after that, there will be nothing this Thursday, but Saturday we will be back to talk about Spider-Man. I almost said Iron Man 3. Spider-Man 3 with myself and Richard. Are you joining us for Spider-Man 3?
If that's okay.
By myself, Kristian, and Rich. We will be talking about Spider-Man 3, immediately followed by Press Start, as usual, finishing off our Spider-Man trilogy. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we'll be back to finish off the Rush Hour trilogy with Rush Hour 3, so everybody get your homework in. I believe this one is available on Prime. Rush Hour 3 is available on Amazon Prime if you have Amazon Prime. Spider-Man 3 is on Netflix.
And Amazon Prime.
See, Spider-Man 2 wasn't anywhere, and Spider-Man 3 is on both.
Spider-Man 3 is in 4K on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
But only HD on Netflix. But the 4K version, I've checked this already because I did it Spider-Man 1 too, is a squished aspect ratio.
I see.
Well,
so
at least Spider-Man 1, because Spider-Man 1 on HD on Netflix was 16:9. Spider-Man 2, which we rented, was 21:9, but we checked Spider-Man 1 4K on Netflix and it was just below 16:9. It had a small black bar on top and bottom, and it didn't look as good, even though it's 4K, because it was a bad remaster.
Interesting.
So we just
I watched Spider-Man 2 in 4K because that's just where I could rent it.
Yeah.
But how I could rent it.
So I will do a check on the quality of Spider-Man 3.
Or did I buy it? I might have bought it.
I definitely didn't buy it.
I think it was like 50p difference to rent it in HD or buy it in 4K. So I just
fair.
So I did that. I don't know, Rich. I assumed you were texting her. To be fair, so I have not asked in any way, shape, or form.
This is fair.
But this can be easily solved. Thank you very much for joining.
Indeed.
We love you all as usual. We love you all in the chat talking about all these movies. It's great fun. It's good fun. It's good fun. I'm rambling. Yes, Saturday is when you will see our faces next talking about Spider-Man 3. But until next time, we shall see you then.
Goodbye.